Good morning everyone. Today in the last class we discussed about the classification of composites based upon the type of reinforcements. So depends upon the reinforcement we are having three types, that is particulate, fiber and structure. So that we discussed in the earlier classes. Now we will discuss about the fiber orientation, the effect of properties based upon the orientation of the fibers. So here if we observe that the property if the orientation of our fibers is 0 degrees, then the tensile property, the tensile strength, is around 380 MPa. At 0 degrees orientation, the tensile property is around 380 MPa. Whereas if the orientation of our fibers is 90 degrees, then the strength is around 50. So around 50 MPa. So here the orientation of fibers is 0 degrees and here the orientation of fibers is 90 degrees. From here to here the property is varying. So gradually here by changing the by changing the orientation of the fibers, the property is reducing. So here it is 0 degrees, so around 380 degrees. Here at this point it is 30 degrees. The orientation is 30 degrees, so that the property is around 300. So gradually if the orientation is changing, the property is also changing. So here if we want the property in both the directions, it means along the, if we consider this a composite material, this as a longitudinal axis and this one as a transverse. If we want the property to be same in both the directions, then we will go for multi-layers. In that one will be 0 degrees and the other will be 90 degrees. So that if we consider the property in this direction, it is having both the longitudinal fibers as well as transverse fibers. So that the property at this junction and at this point also same. To get the same property, we will go for multiple layers. That depends upon the application. So this is the effect of fiber orientation in various directions. Now we will discuss about the fibers. So as we know that the diameter of the fiber is very thin. What are the advantages of thin fibers? So if the regular material is thick and the fibers are thin, so among these two, which one is better? My option is thin fibers gives better properties. So what are the better properties? So thin properties are having less flaws. So the number of flaws will be less compared to the bulk material. So along with that, more toughness and ductility. So thin fibers. So these thin fibers are having these other properties. So thin fibers are having more toughness and ductility. Next, those are having high flexibility. So individually we will discuss about these things. So less fibers, less flaws. So if we consider a bulk material and a thin material, here that is having number of flaws, it means porosity, due to porosity or something. So due to this it is having some amount of flaws or voids or errors. So whereas if you compare the same thing, only few flaws can be incorporated into that. Due to that, the number of flaws are less in thin fibers, whereas those are more in thick fibers. So thin fibers are having less fibers. So here this is the graph reflecting that if the diameter of the fiber is around 8 mm, 8 micrometers, then the fiber strength is around 2.5 GPa. Whereas if the diameter is increasing, so from here to here the diameter is increasing, here it is around 8. Now the diameter is increasing, so gradually it is increasing. Ultimately the strength is decreasing. So by increasing the diameter of the component or the fibers, the strength of the component is gradually reducing. So less fibers are having higher strength due to having less flaws. Due to having less flaws, the strength of the thin fibers are high. So if you are reducing the diameter of the fiber, the strength will be increasing. The next one is more toughness. More toughness and ductility. Fiber matrix interface. So it means the bonding between the fiber and the matrix is inversely proportional to the diameter of the fibers. So here this is the component and this is also the same component. If the diameter of the fibers are high, then the surface area, contact area, surface area is less. Whereas if we are using thin fibers, so maybe the diameter of the fibers are very small, so that the fiber and the matrix, the contact area of fibers and matrix are high. So whereas here, due to the large space area, only the outer surface will be interface. It means the joining portion between the matrix and the reinforcement will be less, whereas in bulk. Whereas in small one, whereas thin fibers are having more surface area. It means more amount of fibers are in contact with the matrix materials. So the fiber matrix interface in the sense bonding or the area. Bond, let us consider that as a bond or the surface area. The interface means the portion, the joining portion. So the fiber matrix area is inversely proportional to the diameter of the fibers. If the diameter of the fibers are high, so diameter is inversely proportional to surface area. If the diameter is increasing, automatically the contact area is reducing. Whereas the diameter of the fibers are reducing, directly proportional to surface area. The diameter is reducing, it means we are going for thin fibers. Then the surface area will be high. Those are inversely proportional. So one is reducing, so that the other component will be increasing. So inversely proportional to the diameter of the fibers. Next, higher surface area. So just now we discussed that if it is thin fibers, then the surface area will be more. Higher surface area of fiber matrix interface results in higher ductility. If it is less, it is brittleness. Whereas if it is having more surface area, then the ductility property will be improved. It means and the strength also, the toughness and better transfer of loads. More surface area, then the more contact area, so that the loads can also be easily transferred from one surface to the other surface. It means one fibers to the other fibers. So next one is more flexibility. So flexibility is proportional to the inverse of Young's modulus. If the Young's modulus is low, the flexibility will be high. So flexibility is inversely proportional to its Young's modulus. So next one is flexibility is inversely proportional to its Young's modulus. If the Young's modulus of the component is less, then the flexibility will be more, so that it can be easily flexible, it can be easily deformable, so that it can be shaped to any process, any shape. So thin fibers hence have higher flexibility. It means that can easily bend, so that it can be deformed to any shape, that can be deformable, moldable to any shape, and are easy to handle. So if those are those are flexible, we can easily handle those components. If it is lengthy, if it is having higher stiffness, then it is very difficult to handle. Whereas if it is having a bending nature, so that we can fold and handle or transfer the components from a place to other place. So these are having more flexibility. Less thin fibers are having more flexibility. So these are the advantages of thin fibers. Now we will discuss about the various types of fibers. So the various types of fibers are glass fibers. So glass fibers are the most commonly used fibers among all the fibers. So many of the components are prepared by means of this glass fibers. Next one is, so this is the schematic of a glass fiber. So generally glass fibers are transparent as well as in goldish color. So depends upon the various type of the glass fibers, those colors are also varying. In general, most of the glass fibers are transparent in color. Next one is aramid fibers. Aramid fibers are also called as Kevlar fibers. So the most, after the usage of glass fibers, aramid fibers are having many applications. So this is the second most common usage fibers. So this is the schematic of our aramid fibers. Generally those are in goldish color. The next one is carbon fibers. So next one is carbon fibers. Carbon fibers are having high strength compared to glass as well as aramid fibers. So carbon fibers are also costly as well as those are having high strength. Those are black in color. Carbon fibers are black in color, aramid fibers are goldish color, glass fibers are transparent as well as in silver color. So along with that, some more fibers are polyester, polyethylene, quartz, boron and ceramic viscose. So these are many of the composite materials are made up of these three. These are the three main fibers used for preparing composites. Along with that, little applications, for a little application, these fibers are used. So now we will discuss about glass fibers. Glass fibers are mostly used fiber. So many of the applications are prepared, or many of the components are prepared by means of glass fibers. Why? Because those are very cheap compared to other materials. So these usages of these glass fibers are, these are used for piping, these are used for pipes, tanks, boats and some sporting goods, etc. So many applications. So glass fibers are used in many applications. So it depends upon the required strength. These are having various glass fibers. Next, the advantages of glass fibers. So low cost. The cost of the glass fibers are very less compared to other aramid and carbon fibers. Next, corrosion resistant. As we know that these glass fibers are ceramic fibers. So ceramic materials are having high corrosion resistance. So due to its corrosion resistance, these glass fibers are highly preferable. Next, low cost related to the other components. So as the fibers are very low cost, so that the cost of the composite is also very less. Next, along with the advantages, some disadvantages are relatively low strength. The strength of the glass fibers are less compared to aramid as well as carbon fibers. Next, high elongation. So those glass fibers are very sensitive. If we are applying load, those can be stretchable. So that those are having high elongation. So first thing is relatively those are having low strength. Compared to this, that is having low cost also and low strength also. So for very less structural application, then we will go for this glass fibers. If we want high strength or high mechanical properties, then we will go for aramid or carbon fibers. If the structural property, the required structural property is less, then we will go for these glass fibers due to the having of the great advantage of cost, low cost. High elongation. Next, moderate strength and weight. So this is having a low strength, moderate strength. This is not having high strength. So this is a moderate strength. It means average strength. So due to that, this is the disadvantage of this composite. So next, glass fibers. So there are various types of glass fibers. So among them, the first one is E-glass fiber. So E-glass fibers are good in electrical applications. So that is having high electrical conductivity. So that these are highly useful or highly used in electrical applications. The next one is S-glass. So S-glass is having high strength. So it depends upon the property. Those are classified into various types. And the next one is C-glass. C-glass type fibers are having high corrosion resistance. Next one is D-glass. Those are having those are highly used in low dielectric applications. Next one, A-glass. So those are used for appearance. So among these all, so A class fibers can be colorized to anything. So depends upon the application, that can be good, that can be used for appearance. That means various colors can be obtained in this A glass type of fibers. Next one is AR glass. So these fibers are good in alkaline resistance. It means these are having good chemical resistance. So these are having good chemical resistance. Compared to other types, these AR glass are having high chemical resistance than the other. So this is the property chart for the various glass materials. So here for C-type glass material, the density is 2.49. So for E glass it is 2.54 and S it is 2.48. Almost the density of the glass fibers are same. So here S glass fibers are having high strength. So the strength of the tensile strength. So the tensile strength of the S glass fibers are 665, whereas E glass is 500 and C glass is 460. So it means the tensile strength for S glass is high compared to other. Similarly, various properties for dielectrics. So C glass is having a dielectrics of 0.02, 0.08, whereas others are 0.002 and 0.003. So similarly, various materials are having various properties. Next one is aramid fibers. Aramid fibers are also called as Kevlar fibers. So these are man-made fibers. So these are synthetic fibers. So man-made are also called as synthetic. Synthetic fibers are also called as man-made fibers. So man-made organic polymer produced by spinning a solid fiber. So during the manufacturing of our composites, we will discuss about the manufacturing of fibers also. So these are produced by a spinning process, spinning of solid fiber from a liquid chemical. So these are extracted. It's similar to a mesh. So the liquid or molten material is poured on the top of the mesh. Due to the holes, those fibers are extracting. That we will discuss in the manufacturing of composites. Next, these are having high strength. So compared to glass fibers, aramid fibers are having high strength. Along with that, low density. So I already discussed that the strength with respect to its weight is called specific strength. Here this is having high specific strength. It means this is having high strength and low density. Strength to its weight ratio is called specific strength. This is having high specific strength. Next one is lower modulus grades are used extensively in ballistic applications. So for preparing bulletproof cars or bulletproof jackets, these aramid fibers are most commonly used. For low modulus, so low modulus grades are extremely extensively used in ballistic applications for bulletproofs and all. So during that, these aramid fibers are having high impact resistance. So that these aramid fibers are highly used in these ballistic applications. Next one is compressive strength is also similar to that of E glass. So the compressive strength is also related to or similar to that of compressive strength is that of E glass. Next one is Kevlar. So aramid fibers are also called as Kevlar. The trade name is Kevlar. So these are good resistance to abrasion. So these are good resistance to abrasion. So where these are having high wear resistance, chemical and thermal degradation. So if it is exposed to UV light, chemical resistance. So these are degraded to thermal or heat. So heat degradation, thermal degradation. So if it is exposed to UV light, so and can degrade slowly when exposed to UV light due to sunlight, the properties of the aramid fibers are reducing. It means the degradation takes place when it is exposed to UV light. Next, the uses of aramid fibers. So aramid fibers are used for high performance replacement of glass fibers. So as we discussed that aramid fibers are having high strength. So these are extremely used for replacing the glass fibers. Aramid fibers are having low density. Similarly, glass fibers are also having low density. But aramid fibers are having high strength. Due to that, those are replacing the glass fibers. Next one, examples. So these are used for armors. As we discussed earlier, those are highly used in plastic applications. So these are used for armors, protective clothing. These are having high impact resistance. So these are using for protective clothing and for industries. For industrial shoes, helmets, those are Kevlar is used for those applications. And similarly for sporting goods also. It means those are having high strength and impact resistance. Due to that, those are used in sports applications. The advantage is high strength and lighter than glass. These are having high strength. So glass materials are having less strength and ceramics are somewhat heavier. So they are weight or denser components, whereas these are lighter than glass, low density. Next, more ductile. So these are the examples of applications of aramid fibers. So these are used for tires. These are having high chemical resistance. If it is exposed to environment also, that will not degrade, and it will degrade only if it is exposed to UV light. So these fibers are covered with a rubber, so that those fibers are not directly exposing to UV light, so that the degradation of the fibers also will be having high life, more life. So similarly, these are using for hose pipes. These are having high chemical resistance and impact resistance. So these are using for hose pipes. Next, these are the various applications. So these are using for boats. These are having high chemical resistance and these are having high impact resistance and low density. So it can easily handleable by a sports person. And the helmet, so is having high impact resistance. So the helmets are made up of Kevlar fibers. The gloves, this is having high tear resistance. So it is very difficult to cut. This property is itself an advantage as well as disadvantage. It means this is having high hardness. It is very difficult to cut aramid fibers. So next, so due to impact resistance, this can be used as armors for mobile cases and for sporting goods, some shoes. Similarly, so this is for an armor suit. So this is an example of Kevlar fibers in Batman's suit. So many of the components are made up of Kevlar. So this is the Kevlar. So many of the armor suits. Why? Because that is having high ballistic resistance. So these are the various components. Those are manufactured by means of aramid fibers. Now we will discuss about various types of Kevlars. Similar to glass fibers, here Kevlars are also having various types. So depends upon the application. It means depends upon the property. We have various types of Kevlar fibers. So that is K29. The first one is K29. These are highly used in industrial applications. So these are highly used in industrial applications for the manufacturing of cables and asbestos. So now these are used for replacing the asbestos. So as you know that asbestos are used for heat resistance. For roofing and all, we are going to use asbestos. This Kevlar K29 is used for the replacement of the existing asbestos. And these are used for brake liners and for armors. So for body or construction of our armors. The next one is Kevlar 49. These are having high modulus. So high modulus, these are used for cables and ropes. And the next Kevlar 100. These are colored version of Kevlar. Generally, these all Kevlars are in goldish color. So these are all Kevlars. These are in goldish color. So golden color. But this K100 that can be colored to anything. So some more ingredients can be added into that so that we can get different colors. So that depends upon the properties. So for aesthetic looks, for good looking, we can use this K10. So this is the colored version of Kevlar. So it means we can add some colors. Next one is Kevlar K119. These are having high elongation. So this means it is having high tensile strength. So it is having great flexibility. And these Kevlar 119 can be used for high cyclic loaded applications. It means this is having high fatigue resistance. So fatigue in the sense the cyclic loads. It means that can withstand for a number of loads. If number of repeated loads are applying on the component, then Kevlar 119 is generally used for that application. Next one is Kevlar 129. These are used for ballistic applications. So it means for bulletproofs as well as some ballistic armors. This Kevlar 129 is used for armors. So there is high tendency for ballistic applications. So ballistic explosive applications. Next, Kevlar AP. So this is compared to Kevlar K29. This is having 15% more than its strength. 15% higher strength than K29. This is a K29. These are used in industrial applications for cables, brake liners, etc. So this is having Kevlar AP is having 15% higher strength than this Kevlar K29. Next one is Kevlar XP. So these are used with lightweight resins. So why? Because if we are using normal resins, then the weight of the composite will be high. To avoid that, lightweight resins can be used with these combinations. Along with that, KM2 can also be used. So KM2 is having enhanced ballistic applications. So here we used one thing, that is Kevlar K129, that is used for armor applications. So it means for ballistic applications. So this one is Kevlar KM2. This is having more applications. So it means this is having some more improved resistance or enhanced ballistic resistance for armor applications. So generally this is used for K29. If we want more resistance, it means high ballistic applications, then we will go for KM2. These are the various types of Kevlar fibers.